Drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that
Hey guys, we're in the soda right now, yeah! Large, Avery, hey! Hey guys, we're in the soda right now, yeah! Large, Avery, Keeps going! Oh god, he's gonna be weird when we're in the studio, guys. How do you think about that, Craig?
I think about tall, large.
Hey, Rudy, yeah.
stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Avery.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back at this size, at these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the gun, it's Wilson. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked by B.W. Webb. And he will bring it back. It's a pick.
Pixies, baby!
Do this on daytime so we can actually yell?
I know, but it's like, yeah!
Really? It's my knee.
6 for a Bengals TD.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with 6-6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Bullock good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So they throw. Pick 6, they'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and which you also have to guard it.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. He's at the 30. And all the Chris Carson, 77 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the first quarter. That was an important response for them to score, already down 21.
They get to the football. It's blocked. Well, the Bengals have got it, but he will not.
Can you understand
Not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I rarely question anyone's effort on the field, but normal, you give up a touchdown like that, a long-distance play, there's usually not a lot of resistance on the extra point. In this case, though,
I'm turned by the penis crack. I fucking hate to see it.
Revenge, nicely done.
Yeah, way to go. Get in there, block it, and show them that they're still fighting.
A reminder coming up later tonight, the Patriots unfurl their 6 banners. They play host to their rival Steelers. And then on Monday night, it's the one weekend of the year where you get 2 games to wrap up the week. Texans and Saints from New Orleans in the early game, then Broncos and Raiders. Vic Fangio's coaching debut, and the Raiders final.
I love you. I owe you.
I like chicken. How about you?
I do too. Let's have like a conversation. So you go, then I go. And I keep going.
I like. Love it.
I like the chicken popcorn. That's my favorite one.
I like that on my school chicken popcorn.
Season opener in Oakland. That's the late game, 10:30.
Just on my feet.
I like my school chicken popcorn and tender.
I never asked why it's fucking chicken, you fucking fag.
I love the protein.
What are you on? You're being really weird.
But I love the protein.
Suckity. Suckity. Suckity.
Suck on a chicken leg.
Suck on a road.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Dalton bootlegs out. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 26 and a first. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him as he pulls it in. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. From the 17, Dalton forced out to his left. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So the defense asked to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Carson. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. A good pickup there, 22. Now it's Wilson.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that. That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play.
I hit him and you hit him.
Second and 10. It's Wilson again. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. David Moore, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Wilson. That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he gets this up to the 34, out of bounds there. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. Getting set to go again, Andy Dalton marches back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. Buying time to his left. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain there of 30 big ones. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Going deep for Eifert. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon. And down inside the 10 at the 9.
But you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. The quick slant caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A 9-yard touchdown grab. Well, the Bengals, they widen their lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown.
And then, like, do something crazy.
I'm gonna say he's gonna kick it. That would help him because he would have got a kick.
Yeah.
That's on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. They've got to find a way to get him more involved in this game plan. Down here in the second quarter, he doesn't even have a catch.
And don't think they're not hearing about it in the huddle and on the sidelines. And we often think of wide receivers at times being disruptive. It's just that they know their talents and they know the type of plays they can make, and they can make big ones. They want the ball to help their team.
Now you got to think he's going to want the ball more. One target, no catches. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. So we are at halftime. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see.
Oh my God! We're about to kick it!
If Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Okay.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin.
It was a total 88 in the mic. What? Total lot 3 1. Total lot every day. What? Let's listen.
Number 3. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think...
Lord, Avery!
They were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. Second and 10. Dalton once more. He completes it to Boyd. And that'll wind up moving.
No, that wrong people.
You didn't even hear me.
Chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks.
It sounds like it's you.
40. Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year.
Mama's won.
He's added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger, but the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. Andy Dalton now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10. Dalton off play action. And he bats it away. And
Maybe the guy wasn't there. That should have been Pierre, because I would have called if it wasn't there. And he just,
20. I play Madden 20.
Down incomplete. Well, the Bengals and Seahawks meeting here in Week 1, and this is a combination that we haven't seen that often on the turf. If you look back to when the franchises began facing each other all the way back in 1977, but since then, just 20 meetings between the two teams, and the Bengals have won 11 of them, including the last meeting back in October of 2015. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Whenever you see a team deciding to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, as a defensive player, my mindset is we've got them now, and that's why they dialed up the blitz and got after them.
But occasionally, you want to pass it on 3rd and 1. I mean, not a lot for sure, but sometimes just to keep the defense guessing.
Oh, no doubt. You want to break tendencies as you go along with the game because you don't want them to just say, oh, 3rd and 1, we know exactly what they're going to do. But in this situation, as an offensive lineman, as a running back,
looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Touchdown, Bengals. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead.
I know a lot of people look at these games and think, oh.
Don't hold it. Don't just go like this.
This thing's done. Let's have some sportsmanship. Let's not try and score. You should never do that in the NFL. I've seen big leads blown and teams that look like they had a victory, all of a sudden we're going home with a loss.
So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down in this game. For the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. On 3rd down, it's Carson, and he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. On 1st down, Carson. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From just shy of midfield, Wilson toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
At half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Getting ready to go again. Here's Andy Dalton marching back onto the field. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your pro? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far.
I can't believe they let you play.
Play action here with Dalton. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Dalton's pass complete to Green. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Green last year had the lowest numbers of his career output-wise, 694 yards, 6 touchdowns. But, of course, there was a reason for that. He was battling a toe injury the second half of the season. And, boy, did the Bengals miss his presence. They limped to the finish. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Being chased out left. And that will be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that 9.9.
Here's Kevin Huber now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his... And oh, sneak attack. They're going to run for it. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool it. Defense. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Bengals grab it.
Oh, no, I think he did maybe. Well, I didn't pop him. It didn't look like anyone really touched him. Right? I didn't pop him. I like... See, I was like that guy. I didn't pop him. So that's cool. I don't know why I said I popped him.
These guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Lee! Mike by 4. I know he ain't got it.
All right, let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. And that will be it. Incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with run.
And oh, we've seen it all now. It's a fake. And he'll be stopped short of the marker, but they'll keep possession here. Remember, it was only second down, so now it's third. Not exactly sure why they'd have him throwing the ball there out of a punt formation, but they will have another shot at things as it's third down now. Throwing on third and long. Dalton dancing to his left. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to kick points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Wilson. And his throw here's in. Luke Wilson was the target, but it's going to be second down.